Hi, everybody. How's everybody tonight? Happy Wednesday. So happy that you're here. Give us a minute to go live everywhere. And I think we'll be good to go. Do I say the same thing every week? I think I do. Anyway, hello, friends. How are you? Thanks for stopping by. So glad to be with you tonight. For those of you who are used to seeing us on Tuesday nights, we had a little weather circumstance down here at the beach. It was quite windy here, so we didn't want to take a chance that the wind would affect the signal. So we just decided, you know what? Because if it went down, we'd have to reschedule for tonight anyway. So let's just do it tonight. And it all worked out pretty good. So, hi, Mary. Thanks for jumping in. And people are here. So, hey, when you come into the chat, first of all, say hi to Kylie, my daughter. She will be monitoring the chat, answering your questions, giving you links if you need it. Hi, Mariana. And so also make sure, hi, Cindy. Make sure you say hi and let us know where you're from. We always like to see who's joining us from where. Hey, Mary. So fun to have all of you here. Can't believe that we are at the halfway point of September. Don't you feel like we were just doing like our live streams in May? What happened to summer? And here we are in fall already. So hi, Lynn. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Christine. Hey, Kathy. We have some cool things to talk to you about tonight. So excited about what we have. Some new things, which are fun. Always love bringing you new things. We have some new Lumi lights, and they've done a new configuration for us. We're going to talk about that. Hi, everybody jumping in. Hello. And we are going to talk about some of the sort of Just Jill giving back items that we do, specifically with October and Breast Cancer Awareness Month coming up. Not only do we want to show you some of the nice things that we have from Power Beads by Jen, but for the first time, we're partnering with Candlemaker Ed, and he's here. Candlemaker Ed will be here briefly in just a few minutes. I say briefly, but he and I could probably do like a 3-hour live stream show just laughing goofing around. It would be great. So he'll be here in just a few minutes. So talk a little bit about why we decided to do a candle with Ed this year, and excited to let you know that, and we'll talk more about it in a second, but we did it in this beautiful like pink rose gold mercury glass. And it is the With Grace fragrance. And we will be making the largest donation that Just Jill has made for any product donation since we started the shop. We're going to do $20 donation. And that's partnering from Ed and us, but $20 from the purchase of every one of our candles will be going to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. And we'll talk about that in just a little bit. So excited to talk a little bit more about why we did that. We have some food items for you because, you know, it's Just Jill. So we have, just want to remind you about our our September special on the pumpkin spice coffee cake from my grandma's. We have a brand new cookie profile for you from Little Miss Moffat. It's a apple pumpkin cookie. Enjoyable. So we're going to talk about that. And then also want to show you a couple new wax warmers that we have, because you've loved the wax melts that Ed makes for all of you. And so now we have some really great, really cute designs. Totally loving this cookie jar one. Can you see it? Isn't that so cute? Oh my gosh, in your kitchen, stop it. And then you put your wax melts on the top here because the light's in there, and it warms the wax. It melts down. It throws the fragrance. It's wonderful. So when you buy our wax melt vessels, we include a pack of the wax melt. So with the cookie jar, we're doing frosted sugar cookie for those of you who love that bakery note. And then we do have this really pretty little white house. Can you see it over there? Isn't that cute? It lights up. I'll show you. Hang on. It's just hard to see from the distance, but super cute. And with that one, we're including Christmas tree. But you can use any of the scents that you want. And I just want to encourage you to think about something. I don't know why I was thinking about this at 5 a.m. in the morning, but this is how the crazy world of Jill's brain works. But I woke up really early this morning for whatever reason, just laying there thinking about what we were going to talk about tonight and all the things that we have coming. And I was thinking, you know, so you get your cookie jar candle warmer, you get the frosted sugar cookie little 6-pack of melts. That's what we include. But then if you go and buy like one of our bakery sampler packs, and you did like one chunk of pumpkin spice and one chunk of wax of the frosted sugar cookie, like that. Now you've got like a frosted pumpkin cookie. Or you do one, I was even thinking one of the frosted sugar cookie and one Christmas tree, like might add a little sweetness to the sort of balsamy eucalyptus notes. Anyway, I guess that's all to say. I think the frosted sugar cookie is like one of those melt packs you're going to love because you can mix it with other melts and come up with your own scents. Okay, we'll talk more about that. All right, so let's do this. Hi to everybody jumping in. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, Diane from Buffalo. One other thing, too, everybody. I talked about this, I think, last week or 2 weeks. It's been a while since I've seen you. I have a lot going on. But this might be the last time that we do, either this week or next week, will likely be the last time that we do our live stream from our beach house here in Delaware. If you didn't know, Doug and I have sold this house. Let me just take a moment there because I love this house. But we're very excited that we bought a new place on the Chesapeake. And we've been here in the Bethany Beach area for 9 years. We love it. I love it, especially. I think probably me more than anybody in the family. We have a beautiful view from this house, and it's always been very quiet, a little remote, but I like that. I think that's the only child in me. But my husband, for as long as I've known him, and we've been together for 25 years, he's always said, I think it would be nice to like look at finding a little place on the Chesapeake. So we took a weekend earlier this summer and went and looked, and went back the following weekend. And the next thing you know, we were putting an offer in on a house. We've never vacationed there. We've never spent more than 2 afternoons there, but that's where we're heading. But we found a really pretty house with a really lovely view. And really something we're thinking about is, as we get a little bit older, we're closer to 60 now than we are to 50. So, at some point we'll be slowing things down, and the idea of living on one level in this particular house that we're moving to, although it has 2 floors, does have, master bedroom, primary bedroom on the main living level. So that's nice. So as we get older, if we decide that's where we want to stay, I think it's a nice place for us to age in place, plus plenty of room for family when they want to come. And when they don't come, we just won't go upstairs, right? So it offers a lot. We sort of had this checklist of things that we really wanted in a house. And it's also, a shorter ride for us from Pennsylvania. It's has a lot more kind of going on closer by. As I said, we're a little remote where this house is. So I think it offers a lot. You all know me. I have a new house I get to make over. So I'm already going through every website, every influencer who's talking about decorating on a budget, seeing what they're finding. So that will be a lot of fun for me. And it's a new adventure. We're going to do it while we can. So anyway, that's all to say. Thank you. Thanks, Marianne. That's a big thing and stressful too, right? I mean, it's all the things in buying the new house and all the paperwork and banking and all those things that you have to do. And then it's, selling a house and, making sure you're keeping it picked up. So if there's a last minute showing, they can just come on over. And then, you hope all the check marks happen as they're supposed to from the buyer's side. Did they get their financing? Did the home inspection go okay? But fingers crossed, everything's going pretty well for us. So all in all, it looks like we'll close on the new house at the end of September. We'll close on the new house at the end of September. We will move out of this house like the second week of October. And in between there, we'll be moving the stuff and the furniture from this house to the new house. So we'll be doing Facebook and live streams from the new location, probably sometime starting in October. Actually, I think it'll be kind of fun to do it there during the holidays. So we'll have a new background. And one of the things that's kind of cool in this new house is there is a bonus room. And so I'm going to kind of use that as a studio, like a little office studio. So it's big enough where I can create content. It's big enough where if I want to try different types of peel and stick wallpaper for different backgrounds and then change it or paint it, I can do that in my own little space and it doesn't affect anybody else in the rest of the house. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. So anyway, stay tuned and come along with me. Come along on the adventures. All right, so let's go say hi to Ed. So we haven't had Candlemaker Ed here in quite a while, and if you've never met Ed before, I met Ed probably. I mean, Ed, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but it's probably been 12 years ago, maybe. Could it be, was it 15 years? Not that long, not 15 years, but maybe. I met Ed at QVC. At the time, he was working with, again, our friend Angelo Sormeles, and reconnected after I started the Just Jill shop because I knew Ed was making candles. And I said to him, hey, I'm starting this little shop and I would love to do home fragrance because I'm so passionate about it. Would you be willing to make some candles for us? And I'm keeping him off camera while I'm telling the story because then I'll let him tell the story. But basically what I didn't know until I saw him after the first time we debuted the candles, and by the way, when we debuted the candles, we sold out of everything. I saw Ed in Los Angeles, I don't know, a couple months later. And he said, yeah, when I agreed to do those candles, I thought, oh, I'll help Jill out, little Jill Bauer. Let me just help her out. And, we'll probably sell a couple candles. We ended up selling I don't know, I think it was 90 sets, 92 packs or something. It was crazy. But anyway, ever since then, Ed has been our premier home fragrance maker. And these are candles that are all made in Southern California. And Ed, one of the things I love about him, especially in this role, is he's really particular, and he is particular for you. If the scent's not right, then he's figuring out why, and he's making sure it's right before he's sending it to you. So let's go out to California and say hi to one of my most favorite people, Candlemaker Ed. Hi.
Hi,
How are
Jill. Hi,
you?
everyone.
How
I'm
you
good.
doing?
I'm great.
That was kind of a
I'm
true story, though, right? When you first agreed to do candles, you were like, oh, little Jill Bauer, let me just help her out. I'll make her a couple candles, right?
well, I just was not in the loop. I had no clue. And so I was a little shocked at first, but I'm not shocked now.
Yeah, well, we've had a good run, right? We've had a good
Totally.
run,
Yeah.
and
I love making candles.
that has nothing to do with me and has everything to do with the quality of the candles that you create for us, your willingness to play around with scents. And, I know we challenge you a lot to find new vessels and find new containers,
Yes.
but you step up every time, Ed.
We try. You are definitely a taskmaster, and you but the thing that I love about you is that you know your customer. And so you know exactly what they're looking for. And I will send Jill a box of, different fragrances in little sample size candles. And I'm like, what do you think of this one? And she'll always write back, I need a little more of this note. I need a little bit more of this. Can we bring this one forward? And it always works, though. That's the great part.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this is exciting for us tonight because, we've been, ever since we launched Just Jill in 2021, that we started in April of 2021. And that November, we just happened to have a bracelet from Power Beads by Jen that was purple. And purple is the color for pancreatic cancer. And I
Oh.
kind of on a whim just said, my dad died of pancreatic cancer in 2010. And I sort of on a whim said, hey, everybody, I've decided that for this purple Power Beads bracelet, we're going to make a donation. And I think we did whatever it was. Maybe at that time it was $5, $10. We're going to make a donation from Just Jill, but I will match it. And I want to do that for pancreatic cancer. And it's something really important to me. And our customers are our friends. I don't even like to call you customers. They're our friends, responded with such fervor that it really made me realize that for all the years I've had these platforms in front of people, now I could really harness something for good.
Yeah.
And so ever since then, we have, we've done things for when there's been world crisis, when there's been, weather events, and certainly for different types of awareness campaigns around cancer, Alex's Lemonade Stand, and in the month of October, certainly breast cancer. We've raised a lot of money for these different charities, and I'm really proud of that. All of that's to say, this is the first time that we've done a candle, Ed,
Yay.
for Breast Cancer Research Foundation. That particular organization was selected by Bernadette from our team. As many of you know, Bernadette is a 3-time cancer survivor, breast cancer survivor. And, listen, nobody's tougher than that cookie. I'll just say that.
She's
And
great.
she's very passionate about taking her experience and helping others who are going through it. She never hesitates to step up and help anyone. And so when we started talking about doing something for breast cancer, I said, you need to pick the charity, because this is your story, right? And you know better than I did. So the Breast Cancer Research Foundation is where we'll be donating this candle, everybody, the proceeds from this candle. And this is the largest contribution that we've ever done here at Just Jill. So we're going to do a $20 donation for the sale of every one of our limited edition beautiful mercury rose gold candles. The fragrance that we've used with this is the With Grace, which is very similar, was, sort of inspired by Philosophy's Amazing Grace. Ed even did a special little sort of, what would you call that? Like a fragrance card, I guess,
Yeah.
with the pink ribbon there. But lo and behold, Ed, this candle and the representation for this for breast cancer also has a very special meaning for your family too. So if you wouldn't mind sharing a little of that, I'd like for
Yeah.
everybody to know why you were so passionate and willing to partner with us on this campaign.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. My mother actually is currently in chemo treatment for breast cancer. This is the second time that she's had it. She had a different kind of breast cancer back 26 years ago. And you think, okay, 25 years has passed, you're in the clear. And she found out last, I believe, April, that she had cancer again. And they were going off to Europe. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go meet them over there. And, we had a great time. And thinking this was not going to be that big of a deal, it was caught early. And they got back from their trip, and the doctors, let them know that in fact, this was an aggressive form of cancer. And so she had to do chemotherapy. And then after that, she'll do radiation. And then I believe it's 5 years of an immunotherapy. So it's not a joke. And
Yeah.
the great thing about what you're doing is raising awareness. And I know that everybody says that, but the truth is that people hear something once and it goes in one ear and out the other. But if you hear it maybe 5, 10, 20 times, go get tested. That's
Yes.
the important thing, because it's early detection that saves lives.
Yeah.
The treatments obviously are getting better year after year, but they're brutal. And we need to, as a community, not only be there for the people that are going through it, in spirit, but if you can step up, if you can help out your friends, your family, your neighbors. Just the thing that I read recently was people always say, oh, let me know if you need anything. Well, the thing to do is just do the thing.
Yeah.
Don't wait for them to ask. And so again, I think us doing this candle and making this donation, it's part of the puzzle to getting the message out. It's part of the puzzle to having the research dollars there to find a cure. And hopefully one day, people won't have to deal with it.
Yeah. Right. Right. And I think, to your point, I think the whole, you have to go in and get those mammograms. You have to do that yearly,
Yeah.
schedule it. Last year, I haven't talked about this that much, but I had a little bit of a scare last year. I went in for my mammogram, and like I always had, I never had a
Yeah.
false read on my mammograms ever. And I went in for my mammogram, and she was looking at it, and she's like, "I'll be right back, Jill. Just hang on." And I'm thinking, hmm.
Yeah.
And then she came back in, and she's like, I'm seeing something. So I'm going to have one of the doctors come in and take a look at that. And I'm sitting there like, you're in this robe, after being squished. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no. And they said, we want you to come back for a biopsy. Let's check this out. And luckily it was nothing.
Yeah.
But I had a moment there where I realized, gosh, for everyone who has ever had the conversation with their doctor where they've said, we want you to come back for a biopsy. That's
Right.
really scary, And then you think
Absolutely.
about how many people are not getting their mammograms, and then
Yeah.
things are continuing to grow where you can't keep it in check. So,
Yeah.
really, really important. Ladies, if you are watching right now and you have not had your mammogram this year, I want you to write a note to yourself, and the first thing in the morning, I want you to call the doctor and get in there and do that. And I also think it's important for men to be checked
Yeah.
as well, because there is a percentage of breast cancer cases each year that are men. It's not just
Yeah.
women. We all have breasts, everybody. So I
Yeah.
think everybody needs to be checked, whatever that means for you. And for us to be able to give $20 from the sale of each of these candles to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, that is an organization where the money is going towards research.
Yeah.
And that's what's most important, because the more research and testing that can happen, the closer we can get to a cure. And so thank you, Ed, for partnering with us on
No,
this.
thank you.
And I know it's something personal for you. Can we also talk a little bit about, this isn't so much the cancer part of the story, but as far as
Yeah.
the candle part of the story,
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit for people who have never seen you before. I saw one of the comments, and the lady said, "Wow, I've never seen Ed. I was thinking he was an older gentleman. He's so handsome."
Thank
He
you.
is so handsome.
And
He
I
is so
am
handsome.
older. I'm 52.
Oh, you're a baby. You're a baby. Listen, you're closer to 50 than I am. So, like I said, I'm closer to 60 than 50. You're closer to
Stop.
50 than 60. Jane said, Ed is the best. Welcome back to the Just Jill family.
Oh, thanks so much.
So talk a little
Yeah.
bit about your candles. And I remember the first time that we did a Facebook Live with you, Ed, it was so educational for people to understand, like, why you use the wax that you use and why it burns better, how you blend in the fragrances and why that gives such an exceptional sort of fragrance experience. So can you kind of go through a few of those points for everybody?
Yeah, of course. We use American grown soy. That is the base for the candle. And the reason we use that is because it is sustainable. It is also clean burning. And we also use an all cotton wick. So we're not putting any chemicals into your air. We don't use any phthalates. We don't use any binders. We don't use, we don't make just candles, but the entire fragrance line. We tell folks when you buy the fragrance in a bottle, shake it every time, because we're not putting in the chemicals and the things that bind oil and water together,
Right,
basically.
right.
And that's important because you're spraying that into the air and you don't want to be breathing that. So we don't put any of that stuff in the candles. They are fresh, clean. They're not going to, fill your home with toxicity. And some of the other candle, brands out there will mix a blend of their waxes simply because it's cheaper. And
Yeah.
so we also build our candles, from the bottom pour all the way to the top pour with a full fragrance load. So it's another thing that some candle makers also do is, they will top load their candle with fragrance, and then the bottom, half of the candle won't have the same, level of scent. We do the exact same level of scent all the way through the candle. And Jill is always on me for this. She's like, "Can we make it stronger? Can we make it stronger?" And We put the maximum that you can put into the
Yeah,
candle without, because wax actually can burn. So we put the maximum in. So we also, balance out safety. We don't want the candle wax itself to catch fire.
yeah.
So know that we take all of that into account to give you the best possible candle that we can. And gosh, what else can I say?
So somebody had a question, Ed, and
Yeah,
this is something that maybe is a little different than when we first started working together. But
yeah,
Mary said that Ed said to let the candle rest about a week after it
yes.
arrives. Can you explain why?
Well, one of the main reasons is because I don't make these candles and have them sit on a shelf for months at a time. And so when you order that candle, I make it. And so you're getting it within, let's say you order it on a Monday, it's going to go out on a Wednesday. It's going to, probably take about a week to get to you, depending on where you are in the country. But if you let the candle just sit, it will cure over another week. So give it, a full 2 weeks,
Mhm,
and that cure will actually bind the fragrance to the wax. And then when you go to burn it, it's actually going to be stronger 2 weeks in versus
mhm.
your first week. And
Yeah.
that's the key. At the end of the day, I want you to be happy and I want the best possible product. So if you can wait, obviously I get it. Sometimes you want that candle burning right away. But
Mhm,
if you can wait, it's actually going to give you a much better candle. It'll be a slower burn because that wax is going to be open to the air and some of the moisture from the wax is going to come out. The fragrance is an oil, so that's not going to come out. But it's going to just solidify better. And the other key thing is the first time you burn your candle, you want to make sure the entire top of that candle is wet, with wax that has melted before blowing it out. That will also help ensure an even burn every other time that you burn that candle. Because I'm sure
mhm.
some people have seen, tunneling that will happen in candles. That can happen if you don't let the entire top melt.
The
And then
first
the
time.
other, exactly.
Yeah.
And then the other tip I always say to folks is don't burn your candle for more than 4 hours at a time. That is not only to help with the melting and the burning of the candle, but it's also a safety issue. I think it's even on, I don't have one on, I just made these, so I don't have a warning label on the bottom, but even on the warning label on the bottom, it'll let you know not to burn it for more
Yes.
than 4 hours.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Awesome.
And I think if
Um,
you do those couple of tips, aside from, I mean, look, in the perfect world, if you, have air conditioners going or heaters going, you have airflow through your house, that can affect the burn time of a candle. So also don't make sure it's in front of an open window or a vent of any kind, because that'll cause the flicker of the flame, which will actually cause the wax to burn faster than normal. You want it to be in a very calm area so that it's not going to be affected by that.
do they need, after you burn the candle and blow it out, the next time you burn it, do you need to trim the wick down?
Yeah, so if
Yeah.
your wick has a little bit of a bulb at the top or any excess, burn on the wick, you can just trim that off down to a quarter of an inch, and then you'll be good to go.
Yeah, great. Great, great, great. So with the fragrance that we chose for this, first of all, like this mercury glass is
Oh, I know.
my favorite vessel of any that you found for us. I love it so much.
Yeah, it's
It's like rose
beautiful.
gold, everybody. It's so pretty. So my suggestion to Bernadette when we were talking about this was the With Grace fragrance. I
Yeah,
think anybody who is, going through cancer, has survived cancer, is, fighting it now, like there's a lot of grace, right, that you have to get yourself through every day. So to
yeah,
me, I just felt like that the
yeah.
message of that was appropriate. But I love the way that we've been able to interpret this fragrance. I mean, it definitely is inspired by philosophy's Amazing Grace. But do you have a way you would describe this fragrance, Ed?
Yeah. Yeah, it's clean. I even have my little notes here and stuff for it. It has, a top note of bergamot, and then it has some mandarin and citrus scents. And then the second notes in the candle are of jasmine and rose. And then it
Hmm.
even has an undertone of musk. It's not overpowering. It is a, welcoming, inviting scent. It is a calming scent. Um, I would use it as aromatherapy if you wanted to
Yeah.
just relax. It almost has a spa feel, to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason why it's been a popular scent in the other brand.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's very feminine. I think it's
Yeah,
very, it's so easy to be around.
yeah,
Again, and it's not too heavy on any of those categories. It's not powdery. It's not heavily floral. It's not, I mean, it's a very, I think, quiet, feminine fragrance. And I think you're right. I think it's
it's a
like
great
in the
balance.
evening when you're in your cozy pajamas and you're reading a book or you're taking a bubble bath, like this is the fragrance. If you've had a really hard day and you just need to sort of
Perfect.
calm, this is the fragrance you want. In the morning when you're doing a crossword puzzle and having a cup of tea, like this is the fragrance that you want to be around. And I will say, Ed, so many people have said and commented over the years they could never be around home fragrances or burn candles because it bothered them, gave them headaches, but yours never do. And I think that
Yeah.
goes back to sort of the purity of the ingredients that you're using in the candles, right?
No, absolutely. I think that that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize that, if you're burning a candle that is a petroleum-based candle, like paraffin wax,
Mm-hmm.
that goes into the air. So, it's something just to remember. When you burn the candle, it actually goes down in volume. So it's going down in volume because it is that energy is being released into your air. And so you want to make sure that the candle that you are burning is the safest, best candle for you to be able to have in your home. And we work tirelessly with our suppliers and the manufacturers that, help us create these scents that they are the cleanest scent that you can possibly have. And,
Yeah.
you know, uh, I just think that that's probably part of the reason for why people, are not having issues that they've had with other candles because it's the
Yeah.
ingredients.
It's the ingredients. This size jar, this is a 12 ounce, correct?
Yeah. 17.
Oh, this is 17. Oh my gosh. Where have I been? All right, so this is
Yeah.
17. So about
Yeah.
how many hours of fragrance and candlelight do you think, Ed, for this one?
Oh, wow. So our normal is around 85. I don't have a calculator in front of me. If someone can do the math real quick, we're probably at about 140, I
Mm-hmm.
think, 145 on that
Yeah.
burn.
I mean, that's a
Yeah,
lot. That's a
it's
lot.
a great long lasting. Yeah.
Yeah. People are wanting to know if they buy these candles now, but don't burn them until Christmas or buy them as a gift, will the fragrance
Yeah,
still hold? And what do they need to do
absolutely.
anything to ensure that?
No, the lid that comes on this, if you can see it, has a silicone ring on it. And so that silicone ring is going to make it airtight. So this candle is good to go. I guarantee you, if you even open that up 6 months or a year later, it's going to burn the same.
I can
Yeah.
vouch for
Because
that
you're not
because
losing.
I have some of the original samples that you sent to us back in
Yeah.
2021. And when we cleaned out our office recently, and I was like, oh my gosh, these
Yeah.
are like the original samples that Ed sent me. And they still
Yeah.
smell as if you just made them. And I want to
Yeah.
reiterate too that Ed is making these candles to order, everybody.
Right.
When you go to a shop that has candles, whether that's a TJ Maxx or you're ordering them other places on TV, those candles were made months ago.
Yeah.
Some of them were on a ship for months at a time coming over to the
Exactly.
United States, okay? So you're getting your candle fresh to order. that's why if you don't mind waiting for an extra week when you get it at home, it's almost
Yeah.
like, you know how when you make a recipe and then it always tastes better the next day? Like that's kind of the whole thing with the candle recipe, right? Like it's curing together, like all those molecules are like getting cozy together so that it can
Yeah.
give you this incredible experience. So I think, again, that's one of the things that really sets things apart with these candles, why they've been so popular. And I know we're focusing on our breast cancer candle tonight. Again, $20 from the purchase of every one of these candles. These will be shipping out the week of the 25th of September, by the way. So $20 from the sale of that, every one of those candles will be donating.
Yeah.
But we have a whole assortment of candle fragrances for you over at Just Jill Shop. I saw a comment, I think, from Daniel. Let me see if I think that was your name. Sorry, if I can find it. Talking about, yeah, the pumpkin spice is unbeatable compared to other brands. Ed is great. Every order he sends, a handwritten thank you.
Hmm.
Um, and you know what's so funny, Ed? I actually ordered two of the limited edition candles that we did in the silver. I
Yeah.
don't even know if you knew that I ordered them. And but then it arrived, and you had done like this really special little wrapping paper, like something coming from Just Jill. Like you're doing all these extra fun things for everybody. I had no idea. Thank you. It was so cute. I
Yeah,
loved
of
it.
course.
But I think, you know,
Yeah. I love to do that stuff.
that's why we would love for you to support Ed and Just Jill, because these are those special touches that I just don't feel like, in a world of AI and everything being, created on a computer, and you don't know what's real
Yeah.
anymore, right? Like these are the real deal, and it's this wonderful quality experience. So check out our scents, because if you love pumpkin or pumpkin spice, I've said this every time I talk about it, Ed, I will put it up against every major candle player in the world. I will
Yeah.
put it up against every brand that it's out there. Our home fragrance, that was inspired by a fragrance that I enjoyed that I would smell in Anthropology. I've had friends of mine who are such devotees of that brand, and they smell
Yeah.
ours and they're like, how did you make it better? Like
Right.
it's just, and I think again, it's because we're doing it fresh, we're making it quality, we're using the best ingredients, you're getting the best
Yeah.
experience. So if you like lemon pound cake, if you like fresh cut grass, if you like florals, like we have our cozy winter cabin fragrance.
Oh, I love
My
that one.
favorite, my favorite story in the world to tell, when I said to Ed, okay, this is what I want. Cashmere sweater, cozy lodge, snow on a tree, crackling fire. Okay, go.
I know. It's
But you did
literally
it.
that
You did
feeling
it.
in a
Yeah,
scent. It's
I
crazy.
know.
Yeah.
So good. It's like
And the thing I
Karen
love
said,
about, oh, go ahead.
I just wanted to read what Karen said. She said, your candles are the best. I've never been able to burn other
Thank you.
candles without them bothering me. Gave them to my daughter as a gift, and now she's purchasing them too. We both love
Oh,
the sprays too.
oh,
So again,
sweet.
that same quality that you're using in the fragrance or the candles is what you're using in the sprays, right?
Yeah, and let me just tell you, I mean, the sprays to me are the deal of a century because it is a 4 ounce bottle, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I literally, I'm not lying. I went one day and I sprayed an entire bottle to see how many sprays were in that bottle. It was over 800.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's insane. And so it is a very high fragrance load in that spray bottle. And just shake it every time you use it. And it's perfect. I know that Bernadette's husband, I don't remember what scent it was. I think it was the orange blossom that
Yeah,
he keeps in the
yeah.
car.
Yes.
And so
Yeah.
his
Orange
car
clove.
always
He likes
smells.
the orange clove, I think. The orange
Yeah.
clove. Yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing. So
Yeah.
they're really, really a value. I think,
Yeah.
if you don't like burning candles and you don't want to do a wax melter, you can get the same experience with the spray.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
they last. They're really
My
great.
My favorite is when we do the combo, like and we have them all
Right.
over at Just Jill Shop, everybody. I mean, all these. So you can get, a 10-ounce, jar candle, and
Yeah.
then you can get a 4-ounce spray. And like, that's the ultimate, I think, like home fragrance combo, because
Yeah.
the candle's going to take the fragrance, but the room spray, like just 2 spritzes of that
Yeah.
gives you that real sort of like, wow.
Yeah.
And we have bottles of that for, I mean, my son Trevor went to college. I mean, he's a 20-year-old college kid living in an apartment with 2 other guys. And when we were unpacking boxes, I'm like, Trevor, he's like, Mom, you had extra samples in your office. So there was like Just Jill room spray in both of the
Right.
bathrooms, Just Jill candles, like, like
Yeah.
everybody loves them because they
Yeah.
are such great quality.
Yeah. And that's the gift that I actually give to people all the time is your home scent.
It's so good. That home
Yeah,
scent's
it
just,
is. It's
oh my gosh.
fantastic.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. Love it. I love reading all of these comments. Karen said, order the pumpkin spice. You will not be disappointed.
Yeah.
Susie said, I love the home fragrance. Would that be possible to put in the rose gold vessel? We did do that earlier this year, Susie. We'll see if we can't have Ed find some more of those
Yeah.
vessels. Pumpkin spice and lemon pound cake are the best.
I
Here's
have to tell you, when I'm making these candles, especially these bakery scent candles, like I
yeah,
want to eat them. Like it smells like I'm really baking. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
fantastic.
That lemon pound cake, that one, that
Yeah.
turned out so well. And we talked about lemon for a long time because that's,
It's a
as you
hard
said
one.
to me, you're like, Jill, it can't smell like lemon oil. We don't want it to
Yeah.
like smell like lemon furniture polish. Like
Right.
lemon's hard.
Yeah.
And I had no idea, like you had to really hit the nuances that you partner with it to deliver the
Yeah.
right experience.
Exactly. I'm sure you've all, used like a lemon pledge. And a lot of times when you put a lemon, into a candle product, that's sometimes the way it can turn out. And
Yeah.
thankfully, that's not what this one smells
No,
like.
no, not at all.
Yeah.
Listen, Ed, before I let you go, because we are going
Yeah.
to talk tonight about some of these super cute wax
Oh,
melters.
totally. Yeah.
We did the sugar cookie one comes with the frosted sugar cookie melts. But can you
Yeah.
tell everybody just, like, is this the exact same wax that are in the candles? Is it this same fragrance? Like, is there
Yep.
any difference?
There is not a single difference. The only difference is the heat source. So in the
Mm-hmm.
candle, you're using the flame, and in the wax melt, you're using one of your melters.
Mm-hmm.
And the one caveat is that the wax does not disappear in a wax melter because it
Right.
doesn't have the flame. So I think it's probably like 10, 12 hours is how long a cube will last in a melter.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so that's just the rule of thumb to remember, like, oh, okay, I put a chunk of this in a couple of days ago. I can then wait for it to harden and then just pop it out, and then you can
Yeah.
swap in a new one. But I love your idea of mixing and matching different scents because
Yeah.
it's such a great way to make your own personalized fragrance. So, like you said, you could mix a couple of the bakery scents together. You could even mix some of
Yeah.
the different florals together. And I love the
Mhm.
idea of the Christmas tree one with a bakery
With the
scent.
sugar cookie,
It
yeah,
would
isn't that
totally work.
good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the frosted like, I don't know why I didn't think of that before, but I feel like the frosted sugar cookie, like, that's a great base note. Like,
Yeah.
start there, and then what else are you gonna add to it, And
It'll
that
smell like
could
Christmas
really
morning.
amazing. Yeah, really,
Yeah.
really good. Really, that I think that and pumpkin spice could, like, send me over the edge. Like, it'd be
I
so
know.
good.
Oh my God. And we've sold so many pumpkin spice this year.
I
Well, we did the
know.
pumpkins themselves, and
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I've been overdosing on pumpkin this year. I love it.
Well, I think I'm speaking on behalf of all of the Just Jill fragrances. One comment is Ed's our personal designer. He is. He's your
Oh,
home fragrance designer. But thank you for all the love and care that you put into all these wonderful products.
no, thank
Thank
you
you for
all.
being willing to make a few candles for little Jill Bauer all those years ago.
I know. It's
And
fantastic.
you've just been a dream and a joy, and the customers love it. And again, thank you so much for partnering. I'm so proud to say we're going to donate $20 from the sale of these 17-ounce candles to the Breast
Yeah.
Cancer Research Foundation. That's just awesome.
Yeah, no, and thank you for being the catalyst for all of this because none of this would be happening without you and your direction and, knowing exactly what all of your friends, as you say, all of
Yeah.
our friends, hopefully now, really
Yes.
want and need in their candles and their, fragrances. You have the nose, so thank you for that. And then also for, pushing us forward with things like this for the, charity. It's important stuff, and I'm glad
Yeah.
that you're doing that. And thank you for letting me be a part of it.
Oh, thank you. Well, I adore you, and I'll be talking to
And
you
you.
soon. And thanks for being flexible and moving from last night to tonight. We're so glad to
You
have you
know I
here.
would do anything for you, so thank you
Oh,
guys so
thank
much.
you. Thanks so
And
much, Ed. We'll
Bernadette.
see you soon. Yeah. Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
bye
Without
guys.
Bernadette, we'd all be lost.
Absolutely adore her.
All right. We'll talk to you soon, hon.
Thanks,
Okay.
guys.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
All right, everybody. So please make sure, again, Ed's going to be making these fresh to order for you. These are going to ship out more of probably the week of September 25th. Again, $20 we're donating from the purchase of these candles to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. It's the With Grace fragrance, very similar to really inspired by the Amazing Grace fragrance that you might know from Philosophy. Just that, to me, just that very quiet, easy to be around, feminine fragrance. It's lovely. And again, it's a soft note. If you're looking for like big room filling fragrance, I'd probably steer you more towards our pumpkin spice or, cozy winter cabin, the home fragrance. This is just a little, what's the word that was on social media? It's a little demure, but it's lovely. And I think the message is nice and, could be a really special gift this holiday season, but it is a limited edition. And when they're gone, they're gone. But we would like to raise as much money as we can while we're approaching the month of October. So definitely check that out. And thank you for your support. Let's talk about a few other things that we have going on. Just to let you know, too, we were talking about the candle warmers. So I just wanted to show you, this is how our candle warmers will come packaged. It's in a really nice box. This one is brand new and it's a cookie jar. So how cute is that? To sit on your kitchen counter, you have the little glow of the light, and then you put your melts right here. And then there is I'm going to put that up close to see if you can see it. See the light bulb? So the heat from that is heating the base here. You're going to get your starter pack of Ed's wax melts in the frosted sugar cookie. Probably put 2 of them in there. And as he said, I find that the wax melts last, if I burn them melt them for a few hours a day, I probably get about 2 weeks worth of fragrance, maybe 10 days to 2 weeks worth of fragrance. So again, you can add another wax cube to create a different scent, or you can let that cool down, clean it out, and then start all over again. So really, really cute gift idea. I love this as a gift for that person who has everything, looks cute in your kitchen, right? Like fits right in with the decor. And then you get the frosted sugar cookie. And then we also have, let me walk over and grab it here. This is our cute little house. Look at this cute little porcelain house. So this is one where you're going to put the wax melts inside here and the light bulb is there and it's going to really melt it from the top, but the whole house will glow. Give me a minute and I'll unplug my extension cord here and you can see that. Is that so cute? So, I mean, this is something you could have out all year round, right? But you do see a lot of these illuminated white porcelain houses during the holiday season. So if you want to have this sort of nestled with some of your Norfolk pine garlands and greenery that you've bought from us, the little house comes with a 6-pack of our Christmas tree fragrance. And if you want more wax melts, we have all kinds of sampler packs. There's a bakery sampler pack. There's a Jill's bestseller sampler pack. And then we have, all packs of pumpkin spice, all packs of lemon pound cake, all packs of Christmas tree, all packs of cozy winter cabin. So you can get as many of the wax melts as you need to keep on enjoying that fragrance. But those are 2 brand new pieces that we have for you. So I just wanted you to see those. All right, let me talk real quickly, and then I want to show you all of the brand new Loomies that we have. But a reminder that, isn't this cake plate fabulous? I don't sell this. Don't ask me to bring it in. I can't. This is old piece. Years ago on QVC, I worked with a gal by the name of Tracy Porter. She and her husband had created this hand-painted line of ceramics, and they kind of like spent every last dime they had, created these hand painted unique pieces, went to like one of the, marts where the different retailers would come to select products, and Neiman Marcus came and bought them out, like bought everything they had, and like that kind of launched them. Well, Tracy Porter then created a collection for QVC, and I was really lucky to work with her, and I loved her pieces, and this was one of those pieces that we had way back when, and it's this like fabulous peacock. You see it, and it's like so pretty. I love it. It's one of my like most favorite things. Like, do you have those pieces? I mean, I know I have a lot. I mean, I have so many dishes and so many bowls and all the things, but like when I bring this one out, I'm like, oh, I love that so much. Anyway, here is your pumpkin spice coffee cake, 3.1 pounds of pumpkin spice coffee cake. You're welcome. And this is on sale. I'm just going to cut you a little slice. It has a cinnamon sugar top to it. You see? Oh, so good. Look, see the swirl in there of the cinnamon sugar, really moist. The cinnamon sugar topping here, it's just very beautiful. They can only make 60 cakes at a time. Why do we love the pumpkin so much? It's so good with your coffee in the morning, or again, like in the evening, you're kind of all cuddled up. If you ever wake up in the middle of the night, do you ever see that movie with Diane Keaton and Jack Nicholson, Something's Gotta Give? I love that movie. And they both woke up late at night and they were going to make pancakes. I kind of feel the same way about my grandma's coffee cake. Like, let's go down to the kitchen at 3 a.m. and have a little piece of coffee cake and a cold glass of milk. Yeah. Okay. So usually these coffee cakes are about $50. We've taken $5 off, $45 on sale. Will last in your freezer for up to a year. So if you want to stock up while they're on sale, so you have one for Thanksgiving, so you have one for New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, like if you love pumpkin and you're always bummed out come December when you kind of can't find it anymore, while we have it on sale, know that you can keep it in your freezer. It will stay fresh for up to a year. Also brand new. So earlier this year, we introduced Little Miss Moffat's baked goods. Located in the Philadelphia area, she started, baking by sending care packages to her kids in college. Then one of her sons went to boot camp, and she really threw herself into baking. And this is her way of sort of delivering hugs disguised as cookies. And so they're delicious. You all have loved Miss Moffat's cookies. We were really excited when Karen Moffat reached out to us and said, I made something special for fall. It is a pumpkin apple cookie. So there's actually bits of dried apple, oats, pumpkin in this cookie, super moist, yummy. So that is a brand new. Okay, I love that. The apple in that, just a little bit of pumpkin and just a hint of cinnamon, like not overly spicy. The apple really shines there. We did a pack where you can do all of the apple pumpkin, or you can do a combo of apple pumpkin and her kid's favorite chocolate chip cookie, which is kind of her chocolate chip cookie is really what kind of put her on the map. And they are awesome. I cut up a little piece. So good. I love that, by the way. For a built to ship to. So if you want to send a little care package to somebody, maybe your daughter, granddaughter, whatever, away at college, son, grandson, nephew feeling a little overwhelmed. Maybe you just, haven't talked to somebody in a while and you want to send them something fun. It was my best friend Emily's birthday the other day. We usually, send each other some kind of a food item. So this would have been perfect, right? Because it's something for that person to enjoy. But if they have a family, if there are people around them, they can share it. Great item because all the cookies come individually wrapped. So if you want to, just keep the box in your freezer and then just pull them out, the night before, stick them in lunch bags. I mean, they're just nice to have on hand. You never know when somebody might stop by and you're sort of like, oh, I haven't been to the store. What am I going to serve? Oh, I have Miss Moffat's cookies. Put a couple of them out, serve it with some coffee. You're good to go. Same with the coffee cake. I always have my grandma's coffee cake in my freezer because you just never know. And my husband oftentimes will be like, hey, just wanted to let you know I invited so-and-so to stop by for this. Oh, okay. When do I have time to go to the store? Oh, I don't have to worry about it. I have my grandma's coffee cake. So they're just certain items, I think food items that are always great to have on hand. So take advantage of those because those are some fall specials. All right, I'm going to move lickety split here, everybody. Also, back in stock in all choices at one of the lowest prices we've offered, and lower than you're going to find just about anywhere because shipping and handling is always included when you shop at Just Jill. These are the My Saint, My Hero door hangers. Some of you have been asking us when these were going to be coming back in stock. So we have all choices back in stock now in terms of we have these little lava beads, which are different colors, or we have the beads with the gemstones or the all wood. These round beads here are carved olive wood from Jerusalem. These have these wonderful little medals, different symbols of protection. And the idea here is this will actually fit over the doorknob of your home on the inside so that every time somebody comes in or is heading out, they are blessed. And so the idea, I think, of protection, of, wanting to feel like there's this little invisible cloak of armor around you every time you head out. People have been known to put these over even their rear view mirrors because they like the idea of the protection medallions. Many of you have told me you bought these as, baby gifts so that, every time there's passing in and out of that child's room, there's blessing, there's love. So really beautiful from My Saint, My Hero. We usually can't keep these in stock during the holidays. So I'm telling you that they are all priced at $48. It's about one of the lowest prices that we do on these. That includes your shipping and handling. These aren't available a lot of places right now. When they are available, they are much more expensive and you have to pay the shipping. So if you're interested in the My Saint, My Hero blessing, it comes packaged in an organza bag. And just so you know, the card on that, if I could just read that. Each home blessing door hanger is made of hand-carved olive wood from Jerusalem, adorned with the St. Benedict medal, which dates back over 1,000 years and is known as the strongest symbol of protection in the Christian world. This door hanger is a sacramental for you to bless your home and space with God's presence and protection. The medals themselves are actually all casted in Italy, and then you have the wooden beads from Jerusalem, and then the medals themselves are the St. Christopher medal, which is the armor of protection, the St. Benedict medal, the strongest symbol of protection, the miraculous Mother Mary for miracles of love, the stone cross, a symbol of faith, and the blessed tag to remind yourself that your space is blessed. So all from our good friend Amy Diambra and the wonderful My Saint, My Hero collection. All right, so check out those door hangers because, again, those are usually one of our most popular items during the holidays. And I know we have them all right now, and I don't know if we'll have a reorder on those before the holidays get here. All right, last but not least, I'll go fast. So you all have loved our Lumi porcelain domes. And normally we would have the Lumi dome that came with its own little light. And then as an extra purchase, you could buy the base that had a timer. Well, now Lumi has heard you and they're selling them together. So you don't have to buy this base separate. You get the dome and you get the base together. And we have some brand new designs that I want to show you. So let me turn this on. Again, just so you know, the base runs on are those double A's? 3 AA batteries, which are included, by the way. You have a timer, which is awesome. The 3 little lights here, but the magic is when you put your dome and then look at the design. Okay, so we have a Kylie cam tonight. And so Kylie's going to show you some of the different patterns. This one actually is in loving memory. So this one blew me away because the detail on this, look at how you have the sun radiating. Look at those lilies from the garden, the butterflies. Isn't that beautiful? In loving memory. So, maybe put that next to a picture of your parents or, someone special that's passed on. Again, it's on a timer, so it'll automatically turn on the evening and could be very, like, I don't know, a very special little vignette there of people that you've, passed on. And this is your way of remembering them. I think that's quite lovely. Then here's another one that we have. This one's kind of fun for fall. This one is the sunflowers. Look at the detail. And then look at the butterfly. So I kind of like this one. This is sort of like late summer, early fall. The sunflowers, the butterflies, those pollinators still coming and checking out the garden. Really beautiful. Let me go to the Kylie cam, and she's going to show you the close-up one of these roses. You can see her right over there. Lean in and wave, Kylie, to everybody. Here she is. Okay, so she's going to get her Kylie cam set up. Ready? Here I go, Kai. So there, look how beautiful that one is, everybody. So that's these gorgeous roses. And what I really love about this one is that there's even some little cutouts of the roses too. Isn't that pretty? I love that. So, so pretty. They're just gorgeous. And these are all porcelain. All right, Kylie, let me give you a couple more here. And this one is, oh my gosh, you're going to love this one. Ready? What is it? What is it? Look at the cardinals. Look at those cardinals. And if you move that around, Kylie, maybe just the whole base or whatever, you can turn it around. Look at the way they did the forest. And then as you go around there, I am always with you. And look how they made it reflect down in the water. It's like a secret message in the clouds, and it's reflecting down the water. I am always with you. I love that. Love that, love that, love that. All right, so there's that one. Then this is love is patient, love is kind. Wouldn't that be a nice wedding gift for someone? I mean, that's usually one of the readings at a lot of weddings and things, isn't it? And then if you see on the back, look how they did all the roses. Isn't that pretty? I love that. Now, something else I wanted to let you know, if you're looking at these and thinking, oh my gosh, this would be such a great gift, we're doing a take 10% off if you buy more than one. So even if you want to keep one for yourself and give one, you get 10% off both of them, which I think is pretty cool. And then here's one that I really love. And I think when we're talking about burning a candle, taking some time for yourself, I love this saying of, it's well with my soul. It's well with my soul. I'm good, right? I'm at peace. Isn't that something that there are going to be days where you look at that and that's going to feel like that's a message from above? Like, take a breath. It's all okay. It's well with my soul. I'm good. I don't know. I like that. I think that's pretty special. So I love, and look at the way they did the sun. Look at the like magic that's coming from there. And what I also love here on a less spiritual note is this scene is all about the ocean. And so for those of you like me who love the water and love the beach, and you just see water and you feel like your blood pressure has dropped by, 50 points, it's well with my soul, right? Like, that's what it is. And where we're going to be, on the Chesapeake, we'll be seeing a lot of the sailboats and stuff from Annapolis. And so I was looking at that and I'm like, I think this might be one I might keep like somewhere in the house for those moments to remind me, like, be grateful and look what you have. And it's well with my soul. I like that. I think that's pretty cool. All right. So we now include the battery operated, batteries included, Lumi Dome. Let me take the Kylie cam down. Okay, you're off, Kai. With the purchase of your Lumi Dome, they're actually going to come packaged like this. So the base is in here and your Lumi Dome is here. You'll still get, we'll show it real quickly. You're still going to get this little plate, everybody. I know we're running a little over, but we had Ed here, so I felt like we needed to. You're still going to get this little plate. If you want to just use your own little votive, you could still do a little votive with these. It's not quite as bright of a glow, but you still do get a very pretty glow there. All right. So there's a look at those Lumi Domes, and go check out, because those aren't the only Lumi Domes that we have. We have a full assortment of Lumi Domes over at justjillshop.com. They make wonderful gifts. And again, right now, buy more than one, take 10% off your order, okay, of the Lumi Domes themselves, which is pretty good. Before we go, Jeanette said I have 3 of these domes. They're so unique and beautiful. It's incredible to me how 3-dimensional they look. I know, I agree, Jeanette. These are all porcelain, everybody. Just again, these are not plastic. They're not glass. They are porcelain. And so quality porcelain has translucency. That's why they glow the way they do. And they're just, I think they're lovely. They don't take up a lot of room, and they're just something pretty to use in your decor. Very nice. All right, before we go, real quickly, Kylie has set up a little display of our German pewter. We carry this German pewter from a company called Wilhelm Schweitzer from Germany. These are made in Germany. These are hand painted. They can only make so many of them at a time. They actually carve the pattern into a piece of shale, and then they use that for as many times as they can, but there's only so many times they can continue to use that piece as a mold, because eventually the shale itself kind of starts to disintegrate and they have to throw it out. What's unique here is that this is carrying on a, centuries old tradition, and every piece is hand painted. These are solid pewter and very collectible, very special. May not be for everybody, I understand that, but I will also tell you that people who have purchased these from us love them. So we have a little Harvest Halloween vignette I just wanted to show you. We're doing 10% off all German pewter right now. So if you've had your eye on any of these pieces, they're all 10% off right now. The discount will be taken at checkout. So Kylie, I'm gonna put up your camera, hon. So here are some of the pieces. So these are kind of fun little Halloween. So many of these are freestanding. So this is this adorable, Kylie and I were looking at this earlier, this adorable little haunted house with the pumpkins, the ghost. Look in the window. See how in the front window where it's kind of orange and glowing, there's a little face there, which we thought was so cute. There's ghosts. And is that finished on the back, Kylie? Can you show the back of that piece? Yeah, they do all the painting on the back side of the piece too. So, and if you go in really close, you can see the incredible detail on every single one of these. I mean, look at the shading of the colors, even on the green and the house. I mean, every detail painted by hand. And that particular piece is freestanding. We have a cute little ghost that is freestanding. Again, these aren't big, huge, scary Halloween pieces. They're fun little touches. And again, they're small. That piece might only be a couple of inches tall, but they're solid pewter, all hand painted. Here is our witch, with the little black cat. She has the black, bird or crow, raven, finished on both sides so beautifully. I was looking at her today. I was saying to Kylie, do any of you, I'm totally dating myself here, but I know a lot of you are going to remember this. How many of you remember that show? It might have been late 60s, early 70s. Anybody remember HR Puffin Stuff? Remember, doesn't she kind of look like Witchy Poo? It's like, if you know, you know. But definitely, there's something about her that I don't know, I like her. Then we have something that's maybe a little more happy Halloween, happy harvest. And this is our cute little scarecrow. Look at the detail, the patches. Look at the way they've kind of painted it to look like the sleeves are scrunched up. So cute. If you can go in a little closer, Kylie, to really show that detail, it's incredible. Like, just really amazing detail on the painting. And that is finished on both sides as well. So just so you can see, like, look at how much details on these pieces, all hand painted. They come in a Wilhelm Schweitzer gift box. So for gift giving, they're really special. And then the last, we have this one sweet little girl witch, kind of wannabe witch, right? And she has her cute pumpkin, like she's trying to cast a spell on it. So sweet. Again, finished on both sides. For this particular little girl, everyone will be different, meaning that there might be 2 or 3 artists working on these pieces. And one might want a green dress. Another one might want a blue dress. One might make her a brunette. One might make her a blonde. So you never really know which you're going to get, but I think that's what adds to the interest of the pieces. And then finally, we have the ornament. And so this is not finished on both sides. It's just finished on the front side. But you can see I'm hanging it just from an ornament stand. And it's sort of like, I don't know, I just think that's darling. Like, what a cute little way to express the harvest Halloween season, where you have a gypsy and a scarecrow and a ghost and a witch and a black cat and the owl and a skeleton, all sitting within this tree that's all inside of the pumpkin. So again, a beautiful collectible kind of thing. I understand it's not for everybody, but for those of you who maybe traveled to Germany in your past, maybe you purchased a piece of this, maybe this is your family's heritage. It is my family's heritage. I appreciate this kind of art of the craft. And I'm honored that we can carry Wilhelm Schweitzer pewter here at Just Jill. So 10% off all of our German pewter, even if it's not harvest themed. We do have a lot of holiday themes, and that's 10% off too. So if you want to get a jump on that for your decorating, please do. All right, we ran a little long, but thank you for indulging me. I'm so loving the comments. So many of you were loving having Ed here tonight. Please do consider picking up our With Grace candle, $20 donation to Breast Cancer Research Foundation. Beautiful presentation. Again, it has the little pink ribbon there, so you know it's the special collector's item. It's in this beautiful, beautiful rose gold glass. I've been burning this one. You can kind of see how, as it starts to melt down, it glows through the glass. It's just stunning. So for a good cause, something to enjoy, to give you a little peace and grace. All right. Thanks so much for being here this week, everybody. We'll have more for you next week, and have fun checking out all the things that we've been adding over at Just Jill Shop. Next week, by the way, Doris Dalton will be here. We'll be talking about Doll 10 Beauty. So we have some new things from Doris I'm excited to share with all of you. And then just so you know, October 1st is when we're really going to do our launch of our Just Jill holiday collection. So a lot to look forward to in the next couple of weeks. And I appreciate you being here. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great night.